Harry, this is Laura Potato, and this is, well, what if Boruto was neglected? Part 1. Now, I know that you're all wondering, when am I gonna do What if Naruto was adopted by the Yakuza? That'll be later, it's just this one popped out of nowhere, and, well, I'm going to do this one first, and then do the Yakuza probably tomorrow. Oh, sorry, just forgot I have to upload something. What's it called? But other than that, this is what if part. Yeah, I already mentioned the title, part 1 and all that. But let me mention something. I don't know. It's just like it came to my mind. I know some people, I think, comment one time about, what if Boruto was neglected and was the reincarnation of, I think, Gojo. I might be doing that, maybe. Other what ifs I might be also doing because some people enjoy the Boruto what ifs. Like, what if Boruto was Virgil's reincarnation? Or what if Boruto was the reincarnation of Vegito? Which I'm still trying to do. Kinda. Watching Boruto is kind of painful to watch because, I don't know. The storyline doesn't make sense that much. And, Boruto's power level is kind of odd. Very odd. Why is Naruto and, like, the others weaker? Or, not weaker, I mean, like, why is everyone who's older just become extremely weak? I don't know why. But I don't care. So, let me go into this what if. So, we go into Boruto. Boruto is 8 years old, and of course, well, Boruto has always been kind of neglected. Even though Boruto has just still been a kid, he actually noticed this. Mostly his sister is the one to get always the attention, and his older brother named Kawaki. His older brother was actually adopted and rescued from a man named Jigen. And of course, his older brother is, well, so Kawaki was 14 in original canon. He's 10 years old. He's kind of 2 years older than Boruto. So of course, it's where Boruto, he's a middle child, but of course, it seems like he's neglected. Because, well, his father either chooses to hang out with his older brother who's adopted, Kawaki, or his younger sister who actually looks more like, well, his family. She has what they call Minato's eyes. She has whisker marks similar towards he does also, but it seems that she's mostly a girl and all that. She has hair that's similar to his mother. What's called kind of a bright smile that's similar to his father, and just she has like the Byakugan already awoken at such a young age and other things. Now Kawaki cannot awoken can't awoken the Byakugan because he's not part of the Hyuga, but of course for some reason the Hyuga seems to invite Kawaki more than Boruto. Boruto is odd. He knows that, well, he hasn't went to harsh training to actually awaken the Byakugan. Even if they did try to do that, he tried to do it once, do harsh training, but he could never awaken the Byakugan, which made him very sad. So, of course, this is where Boruto kind of giving up and trying to get his parents' attention. This is where, well, we go into Boruto being 12 years old. Now, Kawaki's 14, and Himawari should be around 8, I think so. Of course, this is where, well, not 12, I mean 11. So, of course, Kawaki would be 13, but yeah. He hasn't went to the academy just yet, Kawaki, but yeah. But of course, this is where, well, Boruto was kind of always into video games because that's the only thing that can actually keep his mind out of, well, anything. He was kind of feeling depressed a lot. Ever since he was younger towards his now 11 years old. So, of course, this is where Boruto, he kind of, like, wished that his parents can actually see him and do good things. He did kind of try in the academy to be smart, but people were smarter than him, just like Sadara and others. So, well, I mean, they are in the academy, but yeah. And, of course, he is friends with, like, Shikadai a little bit, but Shikadai seems to, well, it's the only friend of Boruto's. And even, well, just Shikadai and Inujin. So, yeah, Kawaki's the most popular in his class, so yeah. Now, Boruto doesn't understand why Kawaki is still in his class, even though he's 13 and, well, Boruto's 11. And so where, well, Boruto doesn't know what to do. His parents still neglect him. Even though they make him food, they just neglect him straight up, just ignore his ass. And of course, Boruto is kind of more getting depressed. That's where, well, Boruto kind of ran away from home, thinking it was his, well, first we're going to a flashback of Boruto thinking it's his birthday because he was born, I don't know when Boruto was born, but of course he was born in like a certain day. And he thought that his parents would finally be the day to kind of celebrate his birthday. It wasn't technically the celebration of his birthday. It was kind of a celebration of Kawaki about to become, well, 14, because they don't still know what Kawaki's birthday is when they adopted him, but yeah. So, of course, this is where, well, Naruto decides to change Boruto's birthday into Kawaki, so yeah. Of course, this is where Boruto ran away from home because he was angry, saddened, and the fact that no one really cared about him, ever. This is where Boruto decides to end it all, just end everything. The fact that he doesn't have much friends, he does have Shikadai, but Shikadai is kind of lazy. Inojin is kind of similar to her size, personality, but yeah. Of course, Boruto is right now on a cliff. You know the same cliff where, what's it called? The same cliff where Itachi jumped off and kind of landing using two kunais? Yeah, there's where Boruto's at. Boruto, he's thinking of ending it all. He's given up on life. He's given up on everything. This is where, well, he can't awaken the Byakugan. He can't awaken anything. And one time that power that he thought it was the Byakugan was not even the Byakugan. So yeah, Boruto is actually giving it up. He seems to just give up on everything. That's where Boruto decides to jump off. And this is where, well, Boruto's falling, and even falling further. Until before he even hits the ground, he thought he just died. Everything went black. Everything. That's where Boruto opened his eyes thinking that he's already in the void, meeting the Shinigami, and yeah. But this is where Boruto just sees nothing but pitch black. This is where Boruto says, I must be waiting for the Shinigami then. This is where a person's voice says, oh, waiting for death. Well, that would be kind of impossible, actually, since I am neither death or God or, well, the king of hell. So, it'd be kind of impossible to meet a god in this realm. That's where, well, Boruto turns around and sees nothing but pure white, blank eyes. Just nothing but white eyes. That's where Boruto is confused. He doesn't know where he's at. If this is not the god realm of the void to meet death and all that, then where is he exactly? This is where the person laughs, chuckles, like, oh, you're right now thinking that you were about to die. About to end everything, just because your parents didn't acknowledge you. Well, seems that they really don't acknowledge good potential. This is where, well, Boruto says, what are you talking about? I just don't care no more. Let me just die already, whoever the hell you are. So where this person says, oh, you shouldn't really use that tone against me. I know my own child does the same, but you're not my child. Unless you want to be. This is where Boruto says, what are you talking about? No, I don't care. I don't care about anyone. Jesus Christ. Let me just die already. I don't care no more. This is where this person says, oh, come on. Don't you want to discover that secret power that you had in your, well, left eye? That's where Boruto says, you mean the fake Byakugan or whatever I had? So where this person says, of course. That fake Byakugan or whatever it's got them called. Well, it actually has a name. It's called the Jogan. If I actually read on your universe correct. So where Boruto says, what are you talking about? Universe? What? Red? This is where this person says, oh, come on. Come on, kid. You should know this. You play way too many video games and other things. And in this universe, it seems to you be neglected. On purpose. This is where, well, not on purpose mostly. They just neglect you because, well, you seem pretty useless to them. So of course, that's why they neglect you. That's why, well, but to say, if you really wanting to make me feel bad, then you just let me die already. This is where, well, this person says, oh, come on, kid. Don't be too sad on yourself. Don't be hatred on yourself. I'll help you. If a little cost, just a little cost, that's all. You would just need to pay. This is where Bart says, what do you want? This is where this person says, oh, nothing at all. Instead, this is somewhat of a cost, but also a benefit at the same time. Barto was confused and kind of feeling not to accept this person's deal. He doesn't know who this person exactly is. He just sees pure white eyes moving into the darkness. He doesn't even see a body. He thinks he's just talking to nothing. He's already dead. This is where the person says, oh, and if you think you're already dead, then you're mistakenly wrong. You're actually in my somewhat imprisonment dimension. A dimension that I can go through and get out into another dimension of my own, but I can't go through your dimension. I brought you here so we can have a little chat. Boruto Uzumaki Hyuga Namikaze. This is where Boruto widens his eyes, and this is where Boruto says, how do I know all your name? Oh, because, well, like I said, I read on your universe. Come on, Boruto. Pick the right thing. Don't you want to be powerful? More powerful than your father can ever be? Don't you want to show them all your true power, your potential, your strength? This is where Boruto was getting such a sweet deal, but he felt scared. This is where, well, Boruto says, screw it, what do I have to lose? This is where he decides to pull his hand out in front of, well, the person, or whatever it is, the entity or whatever. And this is where the person, his hand appeared, but it was black, it was misty black. And of course, this is where it turned just like a darkish brown, like a skin color brown. This is where Boruto widened his eyes. Humanoid? Is he a human or is he? This is where they both shake hands. And of course, this is where a person says, oh, it seems that you accepted my deal. I'm happy, Boruto. He smiles. You cannot see the smile. Of course, a smile does appear, like a white teeth smile, but yeah. So yeah, that did happen. And this is where Boruto feeling nervous. This is where, well, Boruto got pulled closer. This is where Boruto widened his eyes, thinking that he's already going to die in just a matter of time. But no. The hand lets go of Boruto's hand and goes straight for Boruto's eye, left eye. Pokes him near his eye, releasing the white lightning into his eye. This is where Boruto's eye just felt pain, but of course, this is where he finally unlocked the Jogan. This is where he activated, and he sees a silhouette around this person, like a humanoid figure, a silhouette. He's confused. This is where the person says, oh, so that's what your power can do. The Jogan, able to do mysterious things, but still very powerful things at the same time. I'll help you train with it. Now, for our little deal and cost. This is where Boruto widened his eyes. He can now see a little bit stuff. And this is where, well, Boruto is confused and saying, wait, right, our cost, what do you want exactly? Oh, nothing. I just want a little thing from your right eye. Just one thing from your right eye. This is where Boruto says, what do you mean? Well, you see here, I can't travel to dimensions. And, well, I can if only my child decides to, well, start rebelling against me and use his fucking eye. The eye that he was born with. Well, one of my eyes that he was born with. The same color of the eye. He right now wears an eye patch, making it impossible for me to leave this dimension. Or, not leave this dimension. Leave this dimension by using his powers. That's what's it called? Bitch of a mother of his would not let me. Me and her are basically very strong entities. It's just my child just doesn't want to ever work with me and help me out just a little bit. He basically has his mother's side always. Damn it, that Ragu. He says under his breath. This is where, well, for some reason, in a far distance world, we go into someone with a black cloak, an eye patch, and his eyes being, well, dark with blue lightning. Right now, looking over, not looking over, mostly looking over Madara kind of like training with Azuna and, well, a One Piece world. This is where I said, what the? Is someone talking about me? Huh. It is odd. The only person that talks about me is Demon, Iconic, Anime, and others. This is where I realized who else could be talking about me. Someone that cursed my name and hates me so much. And that is, well, a person that was kind of giving me birth in the first place. This is where, well, I kind of just say, nah, that can't be impossible. He's in his own dimension. He's probably just cursing at me from there. Whatever. This is why I keep watching, because I'm right now watching different dimensions and still trying to find Protector Naruto and Zenitsu Naruto to just kill them off. This is where, well, we go back into Boruto. This is where, well, Boruto says, what do you mean about Dark Ragu or whoever you said? This is where this person says, oh, that's none of your business. But I just want a little tiny help from your right eye. This is where Boruto says, this is where he points at Boruto's right eye. Kind of like putting some white lightning into what's it called, Boruto's right eye. This is where Boruto falls down to the ground, starts screaming in agony. Nothing but agony. He starts clenching his right eye. His left eye is kind of like being normal, but of course his right eye is nothing but agony, just pain. And of course his work, well, Boruto's saying, nothing but just so much pain is going through his eye. He doesn't know what's happening. He doesn't know what deal he made. Is he going to lose his right eye? Until after seems like endless hours pass by, Boruto finally awoken after passing out from so much pain and agony in his eye, his right eye. That's where when he opens it, he does open his left eye showing the Jogan, but when he opens his right eye, it's nothing but pure white. Pure. Just nothing but pure glowing white. Boruto, for some reason he can see perfectly fine with his right eye, but he seems like it seems much better than his normal eye. He doesn't know what happened. He doesn't feel the pain or agony no more. But of course, when he looks up, he sees the finally silhouette, or not even the silhouette, the figure, the person that was standing in front of him, and he can only see from his Jogan a silhouette. Now he can see the full body of this person. This is where this person is wearing a black kind of cloak, black shoes, well, not black shoes, kind of dark gray shoes. Of course, this person has, well, dark brown skin a little bit. This is where, well, this person has a scythe behind him, a kind of white but red scythe. But of course, something that is on top of his head. It looks like a crown, a dark black crown with like a diamonds, 3 diamonds, in kind of some holsters of like this crown. This is where, well, this crown is also floating on top of this person's head. And Boruto looks around and sees that he's no longer in the void. He's no longer in that emptiness, but in a palace. In a palace that's made out of stone. And this is where he feels the ground to be cold. He feels a lot of things. He feels more powerful than normal. This is where Boruto looks up at the person. This person grin to his teeth being very white. This is where he says, "Ah, you're awoken, Barto." This is where Barto says, "What happened?" This is where this person says, "Oh, you just passed out from the agony and pain from your right eye. You know, like I told you, it's going to cost you a little bit. But all without the cost of pain and troubleness, you will be more powerful than any normal person. You probably won't be as strong as my child, since that's basically my child, but you'll be strong enough to destroy anyone else. Understand, Barto?" Sir Barto nodded. Sir Barto says, what do you... This is where, this person says, before you say anything, I should give out my name. My name is Hiro Brian. This is where, Barto says, Hiro Brian? This is where lightning cracks outside, and this is where Barto says, what the... This is where Hiro Brian says, oh, sorry about that. My name is somewhat of a cursed name. What the cursed name is any element that the user has will be used on the name. Mostly, this kind of happens a couple times. Don't say my name out too loud, and don't say it, too many times, or unless the curse will affect you and hit you with lightning. Pure white lightning from the sky. But that's just because my name's a cursed name. It has always been a cursed name ever since I was, reborn as being this powerful being. You know, Barto, I might be a powerful being that can slaughter gods down to the last strongest gods in the whole multi-universe. But I was never this strong. My power only came to me in pure luck. Well, destiny luck, I think so. This is where, Barto says, what do you mean? Well, you see here, Barto, I used to be a king that his palace fell down, has fallen down, and of course, power struck me after my kind of giving up in this world. That's what I like about you. You gave up after kind of not having that much stuff in your world from being neglected. But that's not the point. You see here, Barto. Ever since I reborn and become this powerful being, a being that can kill gods in an instant without a flick of my finger, or a flick of my finger mostly, I am someone that no one should ever deal with. But that's not the point. Now that you have a fraction of my power, about 25% of my power, in that right eye, you will learn how to control that power in this dimension. And when you do manage to control more of it, I will send you back into your world, and you will show all those pathetic weaklings that wronged you, that judged you, that decides to give up on you since your power level was too weak. Understand? Barto nodded and decides to train with this person. This person that decides to give him a second chance, give him hope, gives him power. All of in exchange for just his right eye. This is where Barto's pure white eye, you would think he will be blind. But pretty much he can see furthest than he can ever see if he just asks Chakra. He's much more powerful, much more faster, much more stronger. His senses, his instincts, his everything just increased to the max level of not being normal no more, to being similar to a demigod. He doesn't understand. With just one change to his body, his right eye, it seems that everything went to the max. But not just that. Not just that, his chakra became much more bigger. His resorbs became so large that it actually rivaled that of the Ten-Tails. Two Ten-Tails to be precise. Of course, this is where Boruto has to kind of like somewhat hold his power back from ever going berserk fully. So of course he decides to not cover his right eye just like someone else, but instead puts it all into his palm. His two palms has two white diamonds, similar to that of Karma Seal. But he only got that idea thanks to, well, thinking enough, just like Kawaki had a diamond seal on his palm. And he never knew what that diamond seal did, so he didn't care, he just copied the design. That's where Boruto, he now has, well, power, strength, and we go into 1 year later. Boruto, his hair is long, blonde, but at the same time black hair. So where, well, Boruto, he has gotten much taller. He is 6'1", but he's 12 years old. And so where, well, Boruto, he's able to create weapons out of nothing but thin air. Either the weapons can be anything from iron, diamond, gold, or anything. Any element that he ever thinks. Because he can use both chakra and magic. His Jogan has actually become much stronger. Way stronger. And much more easier to use. Than just, well, trying hard in his, well, what's it called? Not previous life, but also in his original canon life. So where, well, Boruto seems to just be so strong, so powerful, but still not a match towards this man that's called H. Bryan. Because that's what Boruto calls him, H. Bryan, instead of, well, his full name. He does not want to be struck by lightning, and of course, where, well, Boruto just decides to call him H. Bryan. H. Bryan. But of course, this is where, well, Boruto realized that he is just seeing all this. Of course, 1 year passes, and Boruto is now this powerful, so stronger. Of course, this is where, well, he feels way more powerful. This is where he's able to control white lightning at will. He doesn't even need to add magic or chakra into it. He can just control it and just make it appear into his hand. White lightning, but not just white lightning, white fire. He doesn't know why he can control flames so easily. But of course, these white flames are not just any normal white flames. These are flames that are so hot, so pure, and so deadly at the same time that can burn through the hardest material out there. The strongest material out there. Just so easily, like it was nothing but just butter. Boruto smiles and grins, realizing that he's so powerful, so strong. His white lightning is so deadly, so potent, so unbeatable to win against. White lightning is actually the most fastest, the strongest lightning out there. The only lightning that can probably match up to it will be black lightning. But black lightning is such a rare type, and that can only be achieved if darkness and lightning were ever mixed together. And the only user that can actually use it is someone named Dark Raikou. Me. But of course, Boruto seems to just use white lightning at will. So Boruto says, I guess I became stronger. It's where, H. Bryan says, yeah, it seems that is true. So, kid, seems that you're already old enough. 12 years old, 6'1" feet. Do you think it's a good time to just go back into your world? Boruto says, probably. As H. Bryan says, now just remember, kid, when you go back into your world, If you ever do need help, just activate your eye. Or how should... Why am I so silly about that? Just open your eye and pulsate so much magic and power into it, making a dimension gap, making me get out of this world. It will only be a 15% power, me, not 100%, just like the one you felt a while ago. But good luck in your other, well, good luck in your world, Barto H. This is where Barto took the name H instead of Barto Uzumaki or anything like that. So he just took H as his name. This is where, well, Barto leaves. And this is where Barto says, it seems that I'm back into this world. His long blonde hair with black highlights all over is showing, just blowing into the air. This is where, well, he has what's called a black hood on. Well, he mostly wears a black jacket. So yeah, it's similar like what's called like Barto. But instead of wearing like pink and black, it's just black. Everything's black. His shoes are actually black. And so where, well, Barto's walking around the village. Seeing that the village kind of increased the last time he was here. And so where the last time that he was here, he was 11. Now that he's back, he is 12 and much more powerful. This is where he hears an explosion goes off. And this is where Barto's looking around and seeing that people are running away. This is where Barto's saying, what's happening? This is where, well, a ninja appears. Well, not a ninja. Mostly this person has this purplish dark chakra around him. Kind of rampaging. This is right now the, what's it called? Wait, let me remember. This is where Sumire is right now trying to, like, use darkness chakra to control people, but yeah. This is where, for some reason, she feels this odd presence, this odd power. So, of course, she hides in the shadows. But this is where Barto, his Jogan, is right now able to keep track of the person who's using dark chakra. He looks into the alleyway. Of course, right now, he has his right eye closed. But this is where, well, the person, well, the dark chakra figure did try to attack Barto. And, of course, when Barto was kind of walking towards the alleyway, somebody realized that this person probably can see her. Or, not see, yeah, see her. This is where, well, she just tells her puppet to kill him. This is where before her puppet can even get close to Barto, his head goes flying off. And this is where he dies. This is where Sumari widened her eyes. Who is this person? He wasn't afraid to kill this thing. That speed. No, he's not no normal human. This is where Sumari decides to try to leave and run, but also she does have the mask, and she's just getting away. This is where Barto says, interesting. Very interesting. He noticed ninjas are coming, so this is where he disappears into nothing but pure white lightning. This is where Sumari managed to get into a sewer and says, at least I managed to get away. Luckily, no one managed to see the commotion. What to do? What to do? I gotta destroy the village, and there's no way for me to do it unless I keep doing more and more destructive around the village. But Kowaki might be able to find me. That kid is strong. And why is he still, even though he's 14, he's stronger than everyone else? Damn it. And Sadora and even Hinawari would be a problem. That's why, well, for some reason, she looks in front of her, and of course, she does have her mask off, and this is where she sees white lightning just into a ball. And then it just started kind of turning more like white lightning into this ball, becoming bigger. And this is where somebody is confused until it becomes a humanoid figure, and this is where Barto appears, saying, interesting. Very interesting. Trying to attack me and escape me. That's very pathetic of you to do. This is where Sumari widens her eyes and says, how did you? This is where Barto grabs her from the arm and pushes it towards, well, the wall. And this is where Barto has the kunai right towards the neck. This is where Sumari widens her eyes. She could die. Her mission will be over. This is where Barto says, you know, you should calm down. unless you want me to slit your throat already. Zoro Summary gulps and says, fine. What do you want? What demands do you want? Boruto says, I have no demands. Besides, I just got here back from the grave. From the dead, exactly. Shinigami let me back alive, but who really cares? This is where Summary says, what are you talking about? This is where, well, Boruto chuckles and smiles and says, oh, Summary, or should I say class rap. Did you not remember me? You were the nicest one to actually kind of help me a little bit. But since Kawaki influence on everyone managed to change your hope and dreams and helping me. But I feel like that was all a lie and an illusion to kind of get Kawaki's trust so you can betray everyone in the near future. Mr. Summary, what are you talking about? I never helped anyone except Boruto? Boruto, let's say, bingo. It's been a while, Summary. He lets go of Summary's arm and then just turns the kunai into nothing but molten metal, but just adding so much lightning to it. Boruto says, it's been a while. It really has been a while. You look as beautiful as ever. This is where Boruto smiles with somewhat of a goofy but at the same time disturbing smile. This is where, well, Summary says, but they said you were dead. You were gone for a year. This is where Boruto says, of course, I end my life on a specific date that I'm not going to try to remember, and I don't really care. And also, I'm going to just say it was near December, but yeah. This is where, not near December, like near September, but yeah. This is where, well, Summary says, but, how are you alive? Oh, well, I would say the Shinigami helped me bring back to life. Not as a reincarnation, but much more powerful than that. I just became stronger. Stronger than anyone you will ever notice in your life. This is where, well, Boruto says whatever me in your life, not notice. This is where Summary said, but that means that, wait, huh? She's confused. She doesn't understand what Boruto's riddles are. This is where Boruto says, oh, you don't need to understand, Summary. The only thing you gotta understand is I am back. And this is where Boruto gets closer to Summary. And I'm gonna stay here forever. And probably with you. He smiles. And this is where Summary is seeing Boruto's very close to her. This is where she goes very embarrassed. Of course, this is where Boruto, he's, what's it called, 6'1", so of course he has to bend down. And this is where Boruto says, but, not the point. Well, bye, Summary. This is where Summary says, where are you going? Where do you think? To find myself somewhere to hide. I don't know if I should show myself to the public. Besides, that would just freak out so many questions. Give people answers. And maybe I can always just say that the Hokage tried to kill me. And make the Hokage feel terrible. Break his little pose of being this great person. But I need an army to help me. And besides, Samurai, would you be that person to help me in my first little quest? To kind of destroy Konoha and destroy everyone's hope and dreams. So where Boruto kind of just licks his lips because just the thought of him destroying everyone and killing them all makes him happy. This is where Summary goes, but Boruto, I thought you, wait, you're not, you're gonna say I'm not Boruto, but clearly I'm right here. And how would I know your name, summary, or should I say class rep? It could be someone else. You don't even know my. This is where Boruto says summary. Wait. This is where Boruto says summary kake. This is where summary widen her eyes. This is where summary says you're the only one to remember. Of course, summary. Boruto goes towards her because he was kind of leaning on the wall, and this is where Boruto says, "Come on, wouldn't you help me out? Wouldn't you send this village into nothing but pure chaos? Don't you want to do that? Wasn't that a little quest that someone requested you to do? Was it your father? It probably was your father. Don't you want to destroy Konoha? It was an order by your father. But I can be someone that can be your friend, that can help you. It's like an ally." This is where Samari says, she's confused. Baruto's dark blue eyes kind of pierce into her purple eyes. This is where she's getting scared, nervous around Baruto. This is where Baruto says, Ace, also, if you try to tell the Hokage that I'm alive, you won't come back out alive. This is where Samari winds her eyes and gets scared more. This is where Baruto says, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Well, bye, Summary. He started walking, deeper into the sewers and just walks away. This is where Summary kind of falls down to the ground, started panting. This is where she doesn't know why, but she feels, weirded out from Baruto's interaction. At the same time, doesn't know what's happening. She's red in the face, not from anger, but from just fluster. Since Baruto was so close, and he looks different. So where Baruto, he's now walking and going to find his own kind of place. Just start chaos into the village. This is where Baruto says, I should try. This is where he says, Heavenly Pillar of Lightning Striker. This is where he points it out in somewhere to kind of strike lightning. It's kind of near him, but at the same time further away from him. And he just blasted a lightning hole, destroying multiple people, killing them. This is where Sasuke and Naruto widened their eyes and saw this. Started running around, kind of trying to get people away from the hole, but people kind of did fall into it. And started Baruto smiling, seeing the Hokage and Sasuke Uchiha working together, just like planned. Baruto just walked away. But this is where I'm gonna leave it off for part 1 of What If Baruto Was Neglected. But yeah.